I want to welcome everybody to our cuisine of different cultures. We're going to be learning about matzo brie from Olivia. The Atlantic Institute is our vision is of a peaceful world, and we like to bring different cultures in. We think that understanding other cultures will help with that mission. I'm going to play a short video. Hopefully that the video will play. I've been having a little bit of problems with it lately, but we will see. All right. All right, let me share my screen and play that video now.
The Atlantic Institute is a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting harmonious coexistence between peoples of various cultures, faiths, and backgrounds. We seek this goal through peaceful dialogue, education initiatives, and community organization. Our dialogue events bring together experts, community and faith leaders, and knowledge seekers to address social issues that affect us all. We feel dialogue is the most important element of peaceful coexistence.
All right. All right, I apologize. That's not working right now. I will put the link for it in the chat if you'd like to check it out. My computer's acting up today, and I apologize. All right, I am going to turn this over to Olivia here in just a few minutes. We'd like to. Just a second, I apologize. All right, I apologize again. All right, I'm gonna turn this over to Olivia, but first, if everybody would put where they're from in the chat, we do events auditing and just seeing where everybody is in the world. We've had people from all over come to these classes. So if you just put that in the chat before you leave today, that would be awesome. And I am gonna turn this over to Olivia now. Also, if you could mute yourself if you are not speaking. If you'd like to ask a question, go ahead and unmute yourself, but otherwise could you mute yourself, and that way we don't have any issues with background noises going on. All right, Olivia, it's all yours.
All right. Hi, my name is Olivia, and I'm here to talk about a traditional Passover breakfast called Matzo Brei. Passover, like in brief, is a holiday in which the Jewish people celebrate escaping from Egyptian slavery, in which we were enslaved for about 400 years. And basically, we don't eat anything that is leavened or rises during the week of Passover, because tradition says there wasn't time to bake any food that was able to rise. So in memoriam of just not having eaten anything that had risen during that time of escape during the Exodus, we eat a lot of something called matzah, which is this cracker type thing. It looks like this. You see, it is very much not risen. It's a flat cracker. It's rather bland because the ingredients are typically just wheat flour and water, and the way it's made is usually people from rabbinical services watch it very carefully and time it because I believe it's something like nothing can rise more than like 18 minutes, maybe. I'm not really sure about the time, but so yeah, it's a flat cracker we use. So matzo brei is basically like Passover French toast in a way. So it's this cracker and eggs, and some people make it sweet, some people make it savory. I prefer it sweet, which is what I'm gonna do today. Whoa, okay, there we go. Here. So what you first have to do, well, let me turn the pan on real quick. This is the right one. Is that right? Okay. So first you have to run the matzo over the water for just a little bit, just to soften it up. You don't want it to be like soggy or like soaking wet or anything. You just kind of want it to be a little bit softened up. It's a very okay, I guess it's soft now. And you're gonna want to put some oil or butter. Where's the oil? This is oil. Okay. So this is olive oil or vegetable oil. Not really measuring it just because it's just enough to, you know, cook things. Comes out very slow. Come on. Okay, so it needs to heat up for a second. While that heats up, you're gonna take 2 or 3 eggs. I'm gonna use 3, and similar to scrambled eggs, you just crack them in a bowl. Some people will add milk to it, just like you would to scrambled eggs. You know, it's the same concept. Where are your tablespoon onions? Tablespoons. Thank you. Teaspoon. Sorry. Thank you. So you're gonna take like a teaspoon, and I usually do about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And again, some people might get savory and will do like salt and pepper and sometimes add vegetables to it. It's a very diverse thing to do. A touch of nutmeg. And just a grinder, it'll be hard to measure. Sorry. And just a little bit of salt. Okay. You're going to beat the eggs together again, like scrambled eggs, but sweet. Some people add sugar when they make it sweet. You don't really have to. It just depends on your taste. You make it sweet. Some people will put like maple syrup on top of it after it's done, or honey. And you want to break the matzo into kind of like bite-sized pieces. You know, nothing, not too. You don't want to like crumble it super small, but you definitely want it to be broken up. And you're gonna want to kind of, pan's not really hot enough. Actually, you know what? Another sheet of matzo. Again, you're just gonna want to put some warm water. Not, it doesn't have to be warm. Some people use warm water. Some people use cold water. I don't think it matters too much. It's typically an Ashkenazi dish, and Ashkenazi Jews refer to Jews that originate from like Eastern Europe or Russia, like the old Soviet bloc type countries, Ukraine, Lithuania, that general area. And you're gonna want to kind of, I guess, saute or fry it a little bit once the pan is hot enough. What's going on? Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay.
Some people are asking for a closer look, and some people are asking to put the ingredients in.
Yep, I'll put the ingredients in just a second here.
That's just what it looks like on the pan. And this is the eggs and cinnamon and salt and a little nutmeg just mixed up. And it's usually eaten for like breakfast or brunch or breakfast or dinner. You know, it's a pretty versatile dish.
Can we choose to bake it instead of frying it?
I haven't really heard of people baking it before, but I think that there's a possibility that you could, you know, put it in a pan and pop it in the oven. Although I don't know if the matzo would get as like crisp if you were to bake it in the oven altogether, because this you have to like kind of crisp up the matzo, crisp it back up a little bit, and then you pour the eggs into it, and then you just kind of like cook it around like scrambled eggs.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, love.
Okay, of course. Yeah, you can probably use most any kind of oil. I don't think it really has to be like vegetable or olive oil. Whatever, you know, healthier alternative oil you'd like to use is probably fine. Okay, and you want it to be, you know, a little browner, but you don't want it to like burn. And well, the cinnamon's like on the side of the bowl. And so you want to mix it around so that it's coated. You don't want to cook the eggs too long, or the matzo kind of loses the texture and the flavor. You know, you want it to be cooked, not like runny, but not like hard. You still want the eggs to be soft in here. It's best to use a nonstick pan because, you know, you should typically use nonstick pan with eggs. I don't think this is a nonstick pan though. And Passover does start in about a week. I believe it's next Saturday, like a week from today is when Passover begins. So this is well timed.
We have somebody who wants to know if there is kosher oil.
I believe all oil is kosher because it doesn't have any meat or dairy in it. So by like a basic definition of kosher, most if not all oils would be kosher unless you're using something like grease from bacon or something as an oil, like that wouldn't be. But I mean, most oils I can show you on if you want to check if a product is kosher on it, there's going to be like in the corner, this isn't what I use, it's just an example. There's going to be a K like this in the corner. This has a D, meaning it has dairy in it because it's butter flavored spray. But when it has a K like this on it, that means it's kosher. So you can just look for that K on any oil you buy. And this looks like it's just about done. All right. Swap. I want you to pour it in because the pan's kind of heavy for me. I don't want to drop it. All right, so I did put in the chat the Passover does start in a week. That's what I thought it was. It starts in all Jewish holidays start at sundown. We don't start our holidays during the day. Because in Jewish tradition, the next day begins when the sun goes down, not like at midnight, like we think of it, or like when the sun rises, as some people think of it. But yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with matzo, but this is a pretty popular thing to do.
Can you show us the dish again so we can see it?
So it doesn't look super visually appealing, but it is very tasty. You can find it. A lot of kosher like deli restaurants will sell it, especially around this time of year. It's pretty popular in Jewish cuisine, even outside of Passover, because it's tasty. People love it. Does anybody have any questions?
We have one. They want to know if you ever add veggies.
Add what?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. I've personally never done it because I prefer my matzo brie to be sweeter, but it's not uncommon. A lot of people who prefer more savory matzo brie will do that. I've heard of people adding things like onions or squash or probably tomatoes. Well, tomatoes a fruit, not a vegetable. But
and they're asking for savory. What herbs, spices would you use?
I would use things like salt and pepper mostly. I don't know if I've ever personally made it savory, but I feel like you could probably add something like maybe oregano would be good in it, or yeah, like as far as I've read online, like a lot of savory matzo brie is mostly just salt and pepper and like vegetables.
Yeah.
Anyone else have questions?
They like your sweater.
Thank you. I think it's from Target.
I have someone that says my mother used to eat it with jelly.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Someone else said a delicious addition is thinly sliced peeled apples.
That would be good. Yeah,
that would be really good.
Sounds good.
And all right, so don't forget to put where you're from in the chat if you haven't done that already. We want to thank everybody for coming. If you don't have any more questions, Olivia, thank you again. This was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to have this on our Atlantic Institute SC YouTube channel by next week. And you can watch it. And then the recipe will be in our 2021 cookbook that will release at the end of the year, the total recipe, which for those who attend the potluck one in December, everybody will get a free copy of the cookbook that we released then. So sign up for more classes. And the potluck one is where we, you just introduce a dish. You make a dish, show it, and talk about it for a couple of minutes. And we give everybody a chance to talk about it. And then you submit the recipe to me. And then we compose a cookbook out of all the recipes we've done this year and the ones we've done for the potluck. So, and everybody who does that also gets a free cookbook. So, thank you again, everybody. And if you don't have any more questions, we are all set for the day.
Thank you for showing up, everybody, and happy Passover.